Good afternoon. This is Pierre Barbeau. I'm CEO of Moblico. We're going to hold just one moment as attendees join the call, and we'll be starting very soon. Okay, good morning, or good afternoon, I should say. My name is Pierre Barbeau. I'm the CEO of Moblico, and I'm joined as well by Zach Stockton, who heads our international development. And we're excited to meet you all today and share with you our product called Moblico. It's a product designed for WhatsApp and to help your business. So we're going to go forward here and share with you a few slides, and then we're going to get into an actual demonstration. So in anticipation of our demonstration, I would ask any of you on the call, if you have WhatsApp on your phone, if you would open that app right now and just keep it in the background. We'll come back to this in a few minutes as we start to demonstrate our solution, and we'll do a live demonstration. So again, start the WhatsApp on your phone. We appreciate that. So a little bit about ourselves. Moblico is based in Kansas City, Missouri. I'm actually talking to you today from Florida. And our business is over 10 years old, our 11th year, and our focus is to help businesses do more business with mobile technology. And today we're going to specifically talk about one of our solutions, which is designed to support the WhatsApp application. Before we get started, I'd like to conduct a quick poll and ask you all a very simple question. Zach, if you would activate the poll, that'd be great. The question is, do you currently communicate with customers or employees with WhatsApp at this moment in time? If you would kindly go to your computer and answer that question, that would be fantastic. And that'll give us an idea of kind of where things are between you and the audiences you communicate with, and what it is you're not are not doing with WhatsApp. All right, I think we've collected a good amount of responses here. Zach, I can see the results. Can you read those off for us?
Yeah, 64% responded often, 29% responded sometimes, and 7% responded never.
Okay, very good. So basically, we're talking about 93% of the audience, folks on the call right now, use WhatsApp in some form with your business. So that's great news, Zach. Thank you for sharing those results. We'll get right back to our presentation. How do we do that? My next question here. There we go. So there we go. Zach, I just confirming you can see my quick poll question on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So going forward, the solution we're going to discuss today is really aimed at making the use of WhatsApp for business purpose easier, faster, much more effective, convenient, and I would also say productive for your organization. And Moblico, combined with WhatsApp, can help accomplish some of these objectives. Specifically, the solution can benefit many types of businesses. For example, hotel, retail, restaurants, salons, hair, daycare, construction. Basically, any business that has remote communication with customers and employees as well. Those of you who are using WhatsApp today, I suspect that you might be using a personal WhatsApp number, your personal WhatsApp number. And what we would recommend you do going forward, and we can help you do this, is set up what is called a business WhatsApp account, a WABA. And combined with our solution, you and your team will be able to communicate with customers from our system through the WhatsApp application, but you're not going to use your personal number. There's a lot of benefits, of course, to doing that, including the fact that customers are not going to be messaging your personal number in the future. So, and we're going to move all your business activity to one place. I like to use the example of email. For the same reason you're not giving customers your personal email, but rather giving them your business email address. We want to do something similar with WhatsApp and separate, personal from business. Some of the benefits that we bring to WhatsApp, of course, is, and as you may already know, since you use WhatsApp, it's a very effective way to communicate. Unlike email, which is, you have 20% open rates and typically open within hours or days. Messages with WhatsApp are instant, right? They're open within seconds. It's also, if you use WhatsApp as a channel, as you may already have discovered, it's less disruptive to your business, particularly if you have phone calls or if you have a service counter where customers are in front of you and people are calling you. It's very difficult to juggle those things. By moving some of those communications to a digital format, you can do more with less. So you can have more conversation with customers at once and makes your team overall more productive. In addition to that, using a platform like ours, you're really going to be able to build a database of customer information, phone numbers, and also record conversations that you've had with customers via WhatsApp in a format that you can reuse in the future. So you'll have a history of not only your conversations, but any conversations your team member have with customers, and that can benefit the entire organization. And last but not least, a solution like ours is very cost effective. There's no equipment to buy, and there are also no upfront fees. So it's a very simple, easy solution to implement. So I like to move right to demo right now. I'll pause for a minute and encourage you, if you have any questions, if you have any questions or thoughts, if you want to send those through the chat or question feature there in the go to webinar, that would be awesome. Just feel free to ask them at any point in time. So what we'll do now is go ahead and do a live demo. There's a phone number on the screen right now. This is our demo WhatsApp business phone number. What I would like you to do, if you had your WhatsApp open, go ahead and imagine for a moment that you're a customer and you're trying to get a hold of maybe your business. What kind of questions a customer might send you via WhatsApp? And go ahead and send them to the number on the screen, which is 913, that's country code 1-913-402-1568. So if you could do that right now, and Zach, I'll have you do it as well. When I get your messages, I'll show you the platform and how it works. So I'll leave the number on the screen here for a moment and wait for messages to arrive. All right, very good. So you may have heard in the background an audible sound, and that audible sound indicates that messages have arrived. There's several tools that we have in our system to notify you and your team members. Messages are in the inbox, and that essentially is one of them. We also have email notifications as well as notifications via WhatsApp itself, so you can get notified on your phone. So let me go to take a look at the inbox and see the messages that you all have just sent us. So I'm going to move out of this screen or demonstration screen right here, and I'm going to go right to the inbox. So first things first, this is a web-based interface. It works on a computer. It works on a phone as well. We also have a mobile app that you can put on your phone. And from that app, you can engage the same way I'm about to show you right now. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 messages here. This is fantastic. So Zach's first message was, hey, what time is your store open? First thing I'm going to show you here is what's called the auto replies. So auto replies are messages you can program in the system to be sent automatically based on time of day, day of year. We can also do keyword-based replies. So in Zach's example, the word time, we actually have in our demo a auto reply that identifies anytime that word is in a message, it automatically sends this response here that we have pre-programmed about our open hours here. Let's go look at some of your messages as well. So we have one here that says, can I pay online? Right, fantastic. And the answer would be, sure. You could respond, yes, you can, please, pardon my typing, by the way, please use this link, HTTP. For now, I'm just use my company website address. But the bottom line is you could certainly send your customers a link to click to make a online payment. You'll notice that my response, by the way, automatically put my name in front. So regardless of who on your team is responding, because there could be multiple agents logged into the system, everyone has their own unique ID to log into the system. The responses will automatically come from the particular person. Let's just take a couple others here. How can I make an appointment, right? You could send, again, maybe a link to a schedule, right? That might be online. So I can send that to you. Now, note something, particularly those of you who have businesses that get frequently asked questions. We have a tool down here called Quick Reply, okay? And what's cool about that is you could program in our system frequently answered or questions that are frequently used. So you don't even have to type those in, and you can simply click your quick reply and send. So once you have our system in hand, you can personalize your messages. You can also automate a lot of things. I have another where can I set up an appointment? This one here is I've had a business account system, separate personal. Is this a question? Yes. Okay. So someone on the call has a business account, which is great. So we can leverage that as well going forward. Hi, do you have small business? Okay, good questions there. So this gives you an idea of what's going on within the system. You can have multiple agents. If you have different locations, some businesses may require multiple numbers, one for each location. If you so choose to do that, you can also set up our system and have multiple numbers and locations for your business in here. Or you can operate from one number if that's more convenient for you all. I also want to show you the history. So Zach and I were doing some tests earlier today. So these are conversations that we've had in the past, okay? So at any point in time, I could look up, someone in Zach, for example, and see all the conversations I've had with Zach. So again, in the future, if there's a conversation I need to reference something that was said, I can simply go here and look up that history as well. You can also start new conversations with customers by clicking new conversation here. If a conversation is open, you can go right ahead and continue or go ahead and message that particular customer immediately. The way I'm going to start getting all kinds of notifications, by the way, because I haven't responded to all your messages. And you'll see here these went from green to yellow, and then eventually they're going to go to red. At which point the alarms go off. I get notified again. So that way you don't miss conversations. But what I was about to say is new conversations that you want to create outside a 24-hour period. If customers have not been talking to you during that period of time, it's mandated by WhatsApp that a template be sent first, and our system is configured to do that as well. So again, we're getting notified here because I haven't responded. So I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and send a quick reply to avoid some of these notifications to go off here because they're going to be a little bit distracted. So here we go. And I'm just going to go ahead and respond to everybody. So you're not in that situation. So Any quick reply. So again, I'll show you here in a minute how you can personalize these responses as well. So there we go. The system is doing what it was intended to do. So here we go. All right. So what you're seeing here is what we call the agent view. So this is basically what your team will have access to. It's the inbox. This is where they can engage with customers. You can program auto responses based on time of day of year, as well as keywords. And then in addition to that, of course, you can have these quick replies. You can also, by the way, insert notes with conversations as well. So while you're having a conversation, these notes are internal. So this is a great customer, right? You can also give yourself a little reminder if you want to get reminded to communicate with that particular customer at some later point in time. Okay, those are all associated inside that conversation. They're not seen by the customer; they're only seen by your team. Those who are engaged. Now, what I would like to also show you, we have an app called Toolbox to go. You can download, install on your phone, and with this application, and this is it right here on my screen. This is actually an app from my. It's called Toolbox to go. There we go. There we go, Toolbox to go. And this is actually the same inbox that we were just now looking at on the screen. So you can actually use this and get your notifications. We do in-app push notifications, we do text-based notifications, so you know customers, and then you can flip out this app at any time and engage with your customers the same way you would on the computer. In addition to that, by the way, I can grab pictures and documents from my phone and send those as well. So if you're trying to communicate something visually with customers, you can do this from the app as well. So it's a really handy tool. We use it. I use it all the time with our own business. And when customers reach out to our, to our phone number, I have this on my phone and I get notified instantly. Let me pause for a moment. Zach, do we have any questions?
We did have a question about integrations.
Okay, and what is the question?
Can this application be integrated into a business website? Our existing corporate IM application, like Microsoft Teams or Cisco WebEx?
Yes. So we do integrate with a number of different systems, and Microsoft Teams is a popular tool. We could certainly explore that with you. So if there's an interest in that, I would ask you reach out to us after the demo. And but we do integrate with dozens of systems. We also have an integration with a tool called Zapier, which basically connects to thousands of different applications as well. Help desk, CRM, popular tools like that. So it's very commonplace for us to do those integrations. Also, just so you know, we have a developer portal of our own. So within our system, we literally have tools to all the services that are in our platform are exposed via these what we call APIs or connectors for additional integration. So more than happy to have that conversation with you. Zach, any other questions?
That's all for now.
Okay, great. So I'd like to show you one last thing here in our demo. I'm going to log out of this particular interface where, again, designed for the team. I will show you one other thing, by the way. You can adjust the size of the screen. Some people like to have the conversations more dominant, so you can move things around. I'm going to go ahead and log out of this particular interface, and now I'm going to log back in as an administrator. So this is for the business owner or someone in management. Let me show you what's going on there. So we still have, we'll go back to where we were, the management team, business owner, you all still have visibility to all the conversations that are going on within the entire organization. You can, by the way, limit agents to particular numbers or locations, etc. So there's some configurations we can do, but as a business owner, you get to see everything. In addition to that, we have a master database here of all the customers and phone numbers. So here are your numbers from you all this morning, texting into the system. So this becomes sort of the master database that you'll be able to use later on to do more notifications and marketing-oriented things. We also have a segmentation tool and a method to group customers by what numbers they're messaging or other means. The segmentation tool is pretty neat because, for example, by default, you can segment your customers based on who's new, right? Who's been actively communicating with you, and maybe who has not. So this is a demo account. So clearly, people who have done demos with don't necessarily come back. But it's a really neat way for you to quickly identify customers based on their behavior. You can do the same thing with your team, by the way. We have tools inside our system as well to identify who on your team is responding to customers, at what frequency, et cetera. And we also have built-in reports. So you can see how your team is performing at the individual level, as well as perhaps by branch or by location if you're in the retail space. Earlier, I showed you templates you received, auto replies, etc. So all those are created right here and managed right from the system. So this is where you can go and create these, quick replies, the auto replies, and there's other formats in here of automated replies that my team would help configure the account to do what you want it to do when you first deploy it with your team. Incidentally, we'll train your team as well to use the tool. So whoever you want within your organization to participate in the program. And then from this environment here, you can also send push-based alerts and emails as well. So that's another feature that we have built into our system. And last but not least, as the administrator, as the manager, you can go into our system here and create your own team members, basically. So who in your organization will be allowed to use this thing, and you can set them up as an agent or as an administrator. Again, day one though usually will help you set this up so that when we deliver this product to you and your team, you're all set, ready to go. Are there any questions before I move on? I've got a couple more slides I'll share with you, but from a live demo perspective, this was kind of a very quick high-level overview, but this would conclude that piece. Zach, are there any questions?
What should they do if they already have a WhatsApp business account?
Yeah, so basically all we would do is get together and inform us or share with us what that business account is. And then what we'll do is work with you and your team to connect that business account to our platform, basically. So we'll do that work. We just need to know what the business account is, and then my team will take it from there. Any other questions?
Not at the moment.
Okay, so let's go back to our presentation real quick. So one question that does come up from time to time is, how do customers know they can do this, right? Obviously, those of you who are already messaging customers, probably in some cases using your personal phone, at some point you gave them your number. But for business purposes, we obviously recommend that you display the ability to send WhatsApp messages wherever your numbers appear. So on your website, here's a good one. If you have any call waiting messages and customers are calling and on hold, you could have a recording that says, hey, by the way, if you don't want to wait, here's an alternative way that you can get a hold of us. And that seems to work really well in some cases. Advertising and signage, and again, anywhere you would display your WhatsApp number, in your marketing, in your communication, in your emails, etc. So we'll get right to the guts of this thing. The cost, we think, is very reasonable when you consider how this will be a tool that not only you can use, but your entire team can use. And basically, our rate is $35 US, which I understand your currency is at par with the US dollar. So you're talking $35 per month. That is per number. When we say per number, per WABA, per business number. So if you have one business number for your entire organization, it's $35 a month. It's an unlimited number of users, unlimited number of customers. It's very straightforward. If you have a business where you need to have multiple numbers, we have several clients who do that because they want a separate people to message a different number per location, retail location, then in that case, it's $35 per number or per location. In either way, there's no setup fee. It's a month-to-month program. There's no long-term commitments. If this doesn't work for you, you can cancel anytime. So there's not a very high risk propensity here. And if it's something you want to try, we'll also support that as well. Very short demo, very short presentation. This is meant to be a simple product. It takes us, by the way, about within 30, say two weeks to 30 days to get a business, a WABA account not only set up, but activated on our system. If it would be much shorter, except for the fact that when you deal with WhatsApp, there's sometimes longer time cycles as far as they're concerned. But from our perspective, we're pretty nimble and can move fairly quickly. But I would set the expectation 2 to 4 weeks is what it would take to get everything set up, configured the way you want it, and rolled out. And trained as well. So we'll train your team how to use the tool, and you're up and running. If there's any interest, I would ask you to send us an email at solutions@moblico.com, or of course you could send us a message on WhatsApp. Very much the same number we just communicated with here, the 913-402-1568 number. Let me open it up one more time if there are any questions or comments.
Pierre, can someone use a landline business phone number for the WhatsApp business account?
It has to be a WhatsApp number. That's I would say a limitation of WhatsApp, I guess. But you have to have a number registered with them. That's a requirement. I wish we could have a little more interaction with everybody, but chat is the only way right now. Are there any other questions?
Norman was wondering if there were any reoccurring LD costs for an overseas number other than the monthly initial service.
So LD meaning long distance, I presume. So excuse me.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So the way this works, guys, you set up a number. Again, we'll do this with you. So for those of you who may not have a WABA, but we'll set up what's called a WABA, WhatsApp business account, and that WABA will have a number associated with it. That number will work anywhere on the planet. There is no long distance cost associated with this. So you all were not texting, you were messaging us a moment ago with WhatsApp, and there is no cost. The number we gave you is actually based in Kansas City, and you were able to message us from there, no problem. So that's what I guess that's one of the value propositions of WhatsApp, is that it is a service that works worldwide, and we sort of bypass some of these texting and long distance costs. So that $35 a month is all inclusive. Zach, do you have any additional questions?
Can you review how you would send a link or maybe a Facebook post from the agent view?
I'm going to have you repeat the question, please.
Can you show from the agent view how to share media or links?
Yes, I can. So give me just a second here if I can escape. Here we go. So the question is, can you share links and media from the tool, correct?
Correct. And Facebook was asked specifically.
Yeah, so let me show you, if I go to business texting over here in Box. So Zach, if I wanted to send you a specific, yeah, and you're right, I did skip over that. So you can choose a file right here, right? So I could grab a PDF or an image. I think this one's our logo. I'll go ahead and include that in here. And so that way, Zach, I can send this image to you as part of my reply.
Awesome.
Let me just add a little text here. There you go. Make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Someone here says, would you kindly include me in the ongoing webinar demo? Okay, well, you are now included. My apology, I may have missed, but this person isn't going to be available to attendees. That's a question of the webinar. It's just business. It can also be a personal number as well. Is that correct? So again, the WABA number is going to be your business WhatsApp number. Some of you already have one, it sounds like. Others may want to set one up. And again, the idea is to separate your personal, your WhatsApp emails, or not emails, but messages from your business messages. And part of that reason is by doing so, you're going to be able to open up the use of WhatsApp to not just yourself, but other members of your team. So you'll all be working from the same number and not to create any confusion or conflict with your personal number, which you're probably using for other purposes as well. Does it prevent spam and hacking? We've got a few more questions here, Zach. WhatsApp. Yes. Well, you said local number. If it's a WhatsApp number, we can definitely connect to it. I'd like to maybe talk to you directly about your local number and see what you meant by that, and if there's anything we can do to help there. But at a minimum, I'd say it should be a WhatsApp number. Question, Zach, here is, does it prevent spam or hacking? So a couple of things there. Our system, you might see on the far right-hand side of the screen, it says there's a spam button up there. So if you do receive spam messages, you can actually use this button right here to identify that number as spam. And our system will block those numbers from coming to your inbox in the future. But my understanding from WhatsApp is you can also do it from the WhatsApp as well. So you can also block people in WhatsApp as well. So you have the option to do it here in the inbox or do it from the WhatsApp app itself. Any more questions? I think, Zach, that might be it for now. What I would encourage any of you who have an interest in our system, I'm more than happy to talk to you directly, even if it's a 15-minute, 20-minute call, whatever it takes. We can go through this demo again in more detail. We can do it with your team. And if there's anybody you want to bring within your organization to take a look at this, get their opinion, we'd be happy to do it again. And we'd love to work with you all. We really appreciate support from the Bermuda Economic Development Group and introducing us to you all. And we look forward to hearing from you In the not so distant future, I'll put our number and contact information back on the screen here, solutions@moblico.com, or you can use our WhatsApp as well to send us messages. Let me see here. We do have one last question here I just received. Let's see here. Make sure Zach's there. I'm definitely interested. Okay, so someone here says, I'm listening and having a further conversation, please. Okay, good. So what we'll do is Zach will follow up with you directly, and we'll arrange to have a conversation. All right, very good. Well, thank you so much for your time, and we hope to reconnect with you in the very near future. Zach, anything else?
It doesn't look like it.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you, and we wish you all a really pleasant day and hope to talk to you soon.
Thank you, everyone.